Hello, this is News Plus on Viewer Television. I am Franco Boniface. The National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control has said that it is working with the National Health Insurance Authority to ensure a sustainable access to affordable and acceptable quality medicines for our citizens. According to NAFDAC, the partnership would help strengthen local pharmaceuticals and manufacturers, reduce the proliferation of substandard and falsified medical products, and ultimately guarantee medicines and security in the country. Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, who disclosed these at a joint press conference with the Director General of NHIA, Professor Mohammed Sambo, yesterday in Abuja, noted that under the HIA Medicine Supply Initiative, 33 drugs would be branded with NHIA inscription and NAFDAC. Through the Directorate of Registration and Regulatory Affairs, this will also ensure the appropriate and adequate labeling of the medicines, enforcing that they are in line with the agency's labeling requirements and in accordance with the NHIA guidelines. Adeyeye noted that the drive to guarantee medicine security has been a deliberate and intentional effort by NAFDAC in the past 5 years and continues to be on the front burner to ensure that pharmaceuticals manufacturing facilities are fit for purpose. Also, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, has approved the engagement of a sign language interpreter during the plenary and other legislative proceedings for justice and fair play. The Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Disability, Dr. Bashiru Daudu, said this yesterday in Abuja at a news conference organized by the National Directorate Democratic Institute and a coalition of organizations of persons with disabilities in Nigeria under the aegis of Accelerate Disability Inclusion in Emergency Forum. At the event, the Senator Resident Director of the NDI, Kelly Jones, said she was aware of how much ADIE Forum members appreciate the support of the House of Representatives Committee on Disability. She called on Nigerians to see the PLWDS rights as a national cause. Now looking into Biafra against the backdrop of the prolonged restiveness in the southeast geopolitical zone of the country that has claimed several lives and led to the destructions of properties worth billions of naira. Stakeholders from the region have urged President Bola Tinubu to embrace the call for dialogue by the indigenous people of Biafra as a step towards genuine reconciliation. The stakeholders noted that the crisis in the southeast could only be addressed through a political solution, adding that a genuine dialogue between the Tinubu-led federal government and the IPOB will amount to victory for both parties. Recall that last Saturday, the IPOB initiated a bold move aimed at ending several years of agitation in the region, while it declared its readiness to resume talks with the federal government on referendum date for Biafra. It had hinted that it was open for peaceful negotiations and dialogues for a peaceful exit of Biafra from Nigeria through a United Nations supervised referendum. And then the bill to amend the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Act has passed the first reading on the floor of the Nigerian Senate. The Chairman Senate Committee on Marine Transport, Wasiu Sani, who announced this during a working visit by the committee to Nimasa's office in Lagos yesterday, noted that the Senate of the 10th National Assembly is committed to formulating policies that would ensure Nigerians enjoy the benefits of the blue economy. He said that a constructive evaluation of the existing maritime legal framework was necessary to ascertain gaps for possible review, pledging that the Senate was committed to supporting the maritime sector in line with the vision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, stated that the creation of the Maritime and Blue Economy Ministry, a message has been passed to all stakeholders that the maritime industry has a huge role to play in nation building. And then looking into budget estimates, the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to declare a state of emergency in the health sector and allocate significant vote to it in the 2024 budget estimates. This followed a motion by Rep. Fayinka during the plenary in Abuja. The motion was titled Need for the National Primary Health Care Development Agency to collaborate with relevant health agencies and state and local governments to ensure the functionality of primary health care centers. Oluwatoyin, member representing Mushin Federal Constituency 2 of Lagos State, noted that Nigeria, being the largest population in Africa, is faced with alarmingly high rates of dilapidated health facilities. He said it was estimated that Nigeria has about 39,983 hospitals and clinics as of 2022, with the primary health care centers counting for about 34,000, which is 68%. We'll be going on a short break, and when we return, News Plus continues. Stay tuned.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm at the Envoy Hotel, Diplomatic Drive 305, here for a business weekend. It's been an amazing stay. Conference hall and business facilities here are stylish and innovative. The Envoy Hotel is luxury, esoteric, opulence, for ultimate comfort.
Discerning travelers, we are more than just a place to stay. We are an icon of comfort, style, and thoughtful luxury. We are Envoy Hotel.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is News Pulse on Viewer Television. Now, President Bola Tinubu has pulled the Federal Capital Territory Administration out of the Treasury Single Account TSA, effectively paving way for the Nyesom Wike-led FCTA to utilize territories' internally generated revenue (IGR) for the development of the nation's capital. At a news conference in Abuja, Wike disclosed that the president has also approved the creation of the FCT Civil Service Commission to allow for staff career progression. He said for several years a lot of issues in the FCT were stalled due to lack of political will to see them through. There is this fear that if I do this, people will kick against it. But it is not personal. It is about the growth of the city's welfare of the civil servants, and the interests of the women, our mothers, sisters, and wives. As Bauchi state government strives to ensure enrollment of its citizens into the health insurance scheme, the Center for Social Justice in collaboration with Journalists for Public Health and Development of J4PD have organized a one-day town hall meeting for stakeholders to sensitize them on the importance of the scheme. The meeting, which draws attention of the participants who are from different groups including traditional and religious leaders, trade unions, as well as other civil society organizations, aims to sensitize the participants on the importance of the scheme and the right to health in Nigeria, at the end of which they are expected to cascade it down to their followers and members. Our Bauchi State correspondent Awal Hassan completes the story.
Let's get to advertise your products and services on our platform. Viewer Television is here to give your business a boost with a touch of professionalism. If you're a brand owner, entrepreneur, proud business owner, let's place your business in the face of your customers. Contact us so we can talk business on 081-2121-2278 or info@viewertv.com.ng. Always remember, we are here for you.
Now, oil production increased to 1.7 million barrels per day in October 2023, the highest production record since January. The oil outline is 30.8% higher than what was produced in the preceding month, September, which was 1.3 million PBD. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Logbobiri, who gave this information at a media briefing yesterday, said the government's agenda was to increase crude oil production, which will scale up revenue for the country. He said Nigeria is very dependent on oil. Even our budget is always predicated on how many barrels of oil we produce. Although the non-oil sector is striving for us to solve our problems, we need to earn enough forex, and a substantial part of our forex comes from the oil sector. So my ambition is to see how I can lead the sector to increase production and how we can get more revenue to be able to fund strategic national projects. They're looking into power surge. A faulty power line of the Jos Electricity Distribution PLC electrocuted 8 persons at Carbon Community in Jos North Local Government area of Plateau State on Saturday, killing 6 of them. The faulty line emitted sparks and electrocuted the victims in their various homes at about 3 a.m. Just as it razed houses and shops in the community, Mr. Stephanus John, sole administrator of the Jos North Local Government Council, who visited the scene, described it as very unfortunate. He said the accident inflicted other losses on the state and called on the jet to fix all faults that might have triggered the nightmare. In his remarks, spokesman of the Traders Association in the community, Mr. Solomon Odidi, said 7 shops were razed. In an effort to address the problems of desertification and global warming that is affecting the world, a non-governmental organization known as Green Environmental Solution, in collaboration with the Bauchi State Government Basic Education Board, have embarked on a tree planting campaign in public schools. Speaking during the official launching of the campaign at Miri Primary School in Bauchi Local Government, the state coordinator of the Gasol Ushau says the NGO has provided 2,000 economic trees and windbreakers for planting across schools in 20 local government areas of Bauchi State. The aim, he says, is to also inculcate the habit of tree planting and maintenance to the younger generations. Our Bauchi State correspondent Awal Hassan completes the story.
Desertification, which has become a serious issue affecting particularly the northern part of Nigeria, is caused by indiscriminate felling of trees, among other factors. Green Environmental Solution is a non-governmental organization, is deeply concerned about the negative impact of desertification, hence come up with this idea of tree planting in schools. The organization, however, collaborates with the Bauchi State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, to embark on a tree planting in public schools across the 20 local governments in the state.
Well, it's a very nice initiative, very commendable. We really commend the coordinator, the proprietor of this program, because it will go a long way in alleviating the problem of desertification and global warming.
The state coordinator of GESOL says the trees are categorized into windbreakers and economic trees, the idea of which he says is to inculcate habit of planting to the younger generation in an effort to address desertification and reduce global warming.
We see all the places they are eroded as a result of water movement. So that is the reason why we just select this school to come and just planting these economic trees and windbreakers just to protect the environment and soil itself. We already select 100 schools around Bauchi State.
The tree planting campaign was launched at Government Junior Secondary School Miri in Bauchi local government, and the principal of the school as well as a student have this to say.
The message to this organization, which is Green Environmental Solution, we are saying thank you for them, because it is very important to provide this plant. This plant categorized into two. We have the shade trees and the economical trees.
We promise that we will take care of the tree and guide it. I promise that we will encourage the other students to guide the tree and to help us to put some water.
Earlier, chairman of the Bauchi State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, who was represented by Director Admin and Human Resources, says the board will ensure a proper monitoring of the trees planted in the selected schools and reward students for good performance.
Furthermore, we are going to also make it as a competition to the schools, so that whichever school that excel will find a very token prize to give her.
By giving a letter of a student doing it like the director said, that is something. So people should interpret that we are going to give award, it is monetary.
Bauchi is among the Nigerian states in the northeast region, which is worse hit by the effect of desertification, where roads and farmlands in some communities are washed away. Awal Hassan, Viewer TV News.
Distinguished sports stakeholders have been presented with awards in recognition of their support to sports development. The award ceremony, organized by Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, was held at the Gymnasium Hall of Jolly Nyami Stadium, Jalingo. Now the report.
Speaking at the event, the chairman of the occasion, Director of Sports Council, George Chita, lauded the organizers for championing sports development. The chairman said the event was first of its kind to honor those who have supported sports development in Taraba State. He recalled that SWAN over the years has been keeping the public abreast of development in sports through their reportage.
We have been able to bring some national tournaments to Taraba State. Last year we hosted the National Volleyball Division 2 tournament. This year we are going to host again. Taraba is going to host the National Beach Volleyball in September. So that's encouraging, and before the end of the year, we are going to host the National Badminton Tournament in Taraba State here. In
his address, the National President, Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, SWAN, Sirawo, represented by his National Deputy Sadiq Moyoyo, said sports remain the tool to foster unity in the country. The national president commended Taraba State Chapter of the association for standing on their heels to promote sports.
He said we acquired a parcel of land in the FCT for the construction of befitting national secretariat. However, the secretariat has never been constructed yet. Maybe the incoming administration will do justice to that. Number 4, he said we succeeded in reviewing our statute to conform with modern sporting journalism.
Earlier, Chairman Sport Writers Association of Nigeria, SWAN, Taraba State Chapter, Joachim Dangana said the recognition of distinguished sports stakeholders is to appreciate their efforts in sports development. The chairman said to promote sport in Taraba State, the governor-elect Kefas Agbu should appoint a sports-minded person as Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development.
In some days to come, new government will be formed with the caliber of people we have here. Without mincing words, there are things the incoming governor of the state is expected to do for the growth of sports in Taraba State. Well, firstly, our position in respect to this program for today is that a Commissioner of Youth and Sport should be appointed from sportmen and women, those that have the passion and the knack to make contribution, not on age, but people with creativity, with that drive.
Those presented with awards were Deputy National President, Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, Sadiq Moyoyo, Director of Sports Council, George Shita, Yusuf Sanda, Kabir Usman Jalingo, among others. Linda Gwana, VOA TV News, Jalingo.
Now on international news, Lebanon said on Saturday that Israel was behind cross-border fire that killed a Reuters journalist and wounded 6 others near the border the previous day. Israel's military said it was looking into the circumstances of the fatal strike Friday, which also injured journalists from AFP, Reuters and Al Jazeera. The Lebanese army said in a statement that the Israelis' enemy fired a rocket shell that hit a civilian car belonging to a media team, leading to the death of Isham Abdullah. Lebanon's foreign ministry also blamed Israel and labeled the strike a deliberate killing and a crime against freedom of speech and journalism. The group of journalists from different media wearing press vests and helmets was near the village of Alma al-Shab, close to the border with Israel, when they came under direct fire, according to eyewitnesses. The border has been rocked by violence since Palestinian Islamist group Hamas killed 1,300 in its October 7 attack on Israel, sparking retaliatory bombing of Gaza that has killed 1,900 there. And then volunteers from Resala charity organization have collected humanitarian aid to be delivered to Gaza as an aid convoy is said to head Rafah on Egypt's eastern border with the Gaza Strip. The World Health Organization said the medical supplies covering the needs of 3,000 people in the Gaza Strip had been delivered to an Egyptian airport near the Palestinian enclave, pending humanitarian access. According to the World Health Organization, the equipment can be delivered once humanitarian access can be established via the Rafah border crossing the Egypt. In the south of Gaza Strip, a plane carrying 78 cubic meter of equipment from the UN agency's logistics center in Dubai landed at Egypt's El Arish airport, World Health Organization said in a statement. 2 people died after being swept away in flood waters in central Vietnam, state media reported Saturday. Almost 5,000 houses were inundated with water in recent days, according to Vietnam's Disaster Management Authority. The coastal city of Da Nang has been hit with heavy rain as areas from Ta Tinh to Quang province since Tuesday. A 61-year-old man and a 13-year-old boy drowned in the floods, according to state media website VN Express. Around 5,000 people were evacuated from homes in Da Nang on Friday night and Saturday morning, it said. 6 months since conflict broke out, Sudan's brutal war continues to inflict immeasurable suffering, endangering lives, displacing millions from their homes, and causing death even in areas far from front lines. More than 9,000 deaths, 5.6 million displaced people and refugees, cholera and deindustrialization. The war that broke out between General Al-Budain and Mohammed has brought Sudan to its knees and ravaged its capital, Khartoum. Sudanese hopes of an end of the fighting are fading as people feel more and more scared. According to the International President of Doctors Without Borders, Sudan crisis epitomizes a catastrophic failure of humanity marked by the warring parties failing to protect civilians or facilitate essential humanitarian access. And that's all on News Plus. Many thanks for watching. I am Franco Boniface. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.